Hey everyone, welcome back. On my channel, I review all different types of fitness equipment. I really like to try out the new stuff that comes out. And a few months ago, I did a review of a LIT Method, which is like this Pilates reformer and rowing machine merged into one. This company, LIT Method, actually just released a new product that they offered to send me to review. I just got it in the mail. I've just unpacked it, but this is the LIT Axis. And basically what this is it's a $200 device. I think there's some different promotions. Right now, it's on sale for a little bit less than $200, but basically what it is it's supposed to be kind of like a portable fitness strength Pilates machine. So instead of having to buy like a giant piece of workout equipment, you can buy a very portable workout device that basically fits into this little box, which is essentially the size of like a lunch box. You're supposed to be able to do all these different strength Pilates, different types of workouts with this machine, or not even a machine, with this device thing. And I've never really seen anything like this before. At first glance, to be honest, it basically just seems like a bunch of resistance bands, but I think there really is more to it. So I'm gonna try it out and share my experience with all of you. So before I talk to you too much about my experience with the LIT Axis, I feel like I need to give you a little bit more background information on like the LIT Method strength machine and kind of what the purpose of this thing is and how it fits in with the whole world and scheme of things. The LIT Method strength machine really was unique because they were using one single device for like 10,000 different exercises. Like they had all these different creative movements you do. Like you could use this machine just as a standard rowing machine, or you could put your feet on the seat and put your hands on the water drum, or attach these different resistance bands to it, or like do all these different types of configurations to really use the machine in a lot of different ways, way more than you would be able to with a just normal rowing machine or with a normal like Pilates reformer or something like that. There were just so many different configurations. The LIT Axis is basically supposed to be the same concept as that. So even though there's not that many components that come with the LIT Axis, I think what they're trying to go for is it's supposed to be a system where you can use these different resistance bands in like 10,000 different ways, attach them to different things in your home, attach them from different angles, use them in different ways and configurations to be able to do a bunch of different exercises. To be honest, this is where I fell into a little bit of trouble and I had a little bit of confusion in how to actually set this thing up, because I think the challenge I have is there's no like one specific way that you're supposed to set this whole system up. And on their website, they show people using these resistance bands. Some people have it attached to like their couch. Some people have it attached to like their door frame. Some people have it set up on like an exercise bench. Like there's a bunch of different setup processes of like how you can use this that they show on their website. But basically how this works is there's an app with a bunch of different classes that you can take and take instructor-led classes that follow the workouts for. And for these instructor-led classes, they're filming in a studio environment where they're not using like a couch and a door frame to do their workouts. They just have like these metal rings on the wall and they're anchored into the wall. They have one high, medium, low. And so they're in more of like a sterile environment, so to speak, where like everything is set up perfectly and they're just able to just like hook everything up to these wall hooks. And I don't have wall hooks in my house. Like, I don't know. It's hard for me to really understand like how I should set this system up in my house. Like they have pictures of people using door frames and things like that. I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know how I'm supposed to connect it to my door frame. I don't know like what specific pieces I'm supposed to use to actually do that. And I'm kind of worried I'm going to set it up wrong. So if I had a little recommendation for them off the gate, I would definitely say I recommend that they give more specific instructions for how to use a normal household environment, how to actually attach it in a safe manner and how to do that, because most people who are following along at home and watching the classes on the app are not going to have like these anchors on their wall. So I think I'm just going to try my best to find find like a door frame or something that this will work on. So first, let's talk about the setup process. So there's really two aspects of the setup process that you're gonna have to do. So number one, you're gonna have to create a Lit Method account and sign up through the app. This is a very straightforward process. Basically, you just answer like a few basic questions, then you have an account. So that part is really easy. The second part of the setup process really has more to do with anchoring the different components to things in the environment. So let's try out my first class and we can see how that goes. Okay, so for my first class I'm gonna show you guys, I wanna show you one that is using the cables at the lowest level. So let's see here. Okay, so here we have an upper body circuit. This is a 10-minute class and let's try it out. For this class, I'm going to attach the cables to the bottom of my sofa with one of the sofa attachments. So let's try it out. Okay, so I just finished the class using the bottom of my couch here, and I feel like the sofa connection works really well. Previously, I've tried to use this on other furniture pieces, like my TV stand, and it did not go that well. I basically ended up like moving the TV stand when I was doing the different exercises. So I would definitely recommend the sofa option. I think this worked a lot better. I really like the Lit Method classes. I had a very similar experience back when I reviewed the Lit Strength machine, because I feel like the classes, they really get down to the point. Like it's not a lot of weird miscellaneous extra actions. I feel like all of the exercises they have you do are really effective. Like I like the classes a lot. I feel like the instructors are also very like high energy and like upbeat and stuff like that. So I really like that. The only thing you will have to keep in mind that could be a negative is you will have to make sure that you have enough space around like a sofa area. So I would definitely scout out like what your anchor points are going to be before you purchase this and make sure like, is your couch like jammed into a corner with like no room to work out? That could be a problem. So definitely keep that in mind to make sure that this is going to work in your space. So the next class I want to show you how you can use the middle level. Okay, the door situation I had a lot of struggles with, and I only recently figured out the trick of how to get it to work. So my original problem with using doors is basically anytime I use a door that would like open towards me, it would just like immediately swing open whenever I tried to use it, and it was really frustrating. But I ended up figuring out the trick, and I talked with Lit Method about this problem. They said that you can put the door attachment thing on basically both sides of the door. You can put it by the handle and you can also put it under the hinges. This I found is a lot more secure, although it's a little bit tricky to get it in that spot. So I'm gonna do another class and show you kind of some of the things you can do with this side. So it's a little tricky. You have to kind of like snake it through here. So maybe if you had someone else on the other side to help you, that would be best. Okay, there we go. And now I have this hook here that I can attach the cables to. Okay, so I finally got the syncing to work. It turns out I was doing it wrong. Basically, when you try to sync the Lit Access with your app, you have to make sure that you're actually pulling on the cable while you do the syncing process. I wasn't doing that, and that's the reason it wasn't working. So just keep that in mind. After you get it synced, it's actually really cool because basically when you're working out, there's sensors in the Access cables basically that track everything you're doing. So the metrics they track are the calories, your heart rate, although that's through a separate heart rate monitor, not through the cables themselves. It also tracks the time of your workout, the time under tension, the total force, and the total reps. So I think that's really cool. If you are someone who likes resistance band workouts, but you want more of like the tracking like you would get with the connected fitness device, I think this is a really good option for that type of person if that's what you're looking for. Also, I have to say this is super convenient. I'm currently at my parents' house for Thanksgiving, and I was able to absolutely no problem just put this in my carry-on bag and bring it with me and do a workout while I'm traveling. So obviously that's not the case with most connected fitness devices. So that's it. Let's continue on. so for my final thoughts of the Lit Axis, I think this will be a really good option for certain people, and I think other people may not end up liking it. So I would say, you don't want to spend the money necessarily on like a big workout piece of equipment. You don't want to spend thousands of dollars, especially if you live in like a small space and you want to be kind of light on the budget and light on the space commitment that you are buying. I think this could be a really good option because it's very small, portable. You can completely put it away when you're not using it. So I think all of that stuff is really great. I also think the content that Lit Method puts out is really, really good. I think their instructors are good. They have a lot of different types of content. And I think especially if you really like Pilates, like body weight exercise, resistance exercises, and you don't necessarily want to be like lifting heavy weights and you want to focus more on like body weight resistance stuff, I think the content is very, very good. And so I do like that. However, I would make sure you have a very secure point towards the floor, midpoint around your hips, and then one like towards your head level or a little bit higher. I think if you do have a space for it, it is a really good option. I think the workouts are very high quality. I did feel like, I didn't feel like I was wasting my time in the workouts. I think the workouts are really, really good. Let me know your thoughts. Are you interested in trying the Lit Axis? I would love to know. I'm also happy to answer any other questions that you have about it. And yeah, until next time, bye.